friends, hello! Guess what? We're back in the Dharma Talk Tuesday chair for Dharma Talk Tuesday. So this is the first live I've done in a while where it's just me, not an interview. We're back in the Dharma Talk Tuesday chair. We're back after daylight savings, so it's actually light right now, day and night difference, literally. And so I'm really excited to talk to you about today's topic. And before I do, I just want to say, if you've been following me on my Instagram story or on my Facebook story, which I acknowledge sometimes is a little bit wonky in the upload, I've received some messages like, your Facebook story is a little bit out of order. Yeah, sometimes Facebook just doesn't upload it right. I don't know why, but if you want to watch my stories that I do, they're all on Instagram, and Instagram always uploads them in the right order, and they're much more interactive on Instagram as well. So quick plug for that. If you are one of those people who's like, this doesn't look right, it's because it's not. So just go watch my Instagram story and you'll get it the way it was meant to. So I do want to address, as I was saying, which I've been doing on my Instagram story, the vibe of what's happening right now. I'm noticing there's kind of like two camps of people. There's the people who are feel like they're down and out, and I feel for you. My heart goes out to you. You know, I've heard the stories of like, I've lost my job. I've heard the stories of like, you know, I've been laid off. I've heard the stories of I'm the one that laid the people off. You know, I just got an email right before I hopped on here from Orange Theory, which I used to go to. And they literally just laid off 80% of their employees, and they feel terrible about that. And they were like, 3 weeks ago, we were, you know, living life and everything was great. Notice my grown up nails. I haven't had the manicure in like a month and a half. I've tried, but they're closed. And that's the world we're in right now. So there's the two camps of people. There's the camp of like, I am in this like challenging moment and I don't know what to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel for that. The other camp is, this is a major challenge for sure. And with every obstacle comes an opportunity. And I consider myself one of those people. I mean, I've definitely had moments, especially in the beginning when there was a lot of unknown and there was a lot of uncertainty. That was definitely uncomfortable and scary, for sure. But I feel like for the most part, there's a lot more known now. And, you know, regardless of, I can totally see some people making up a story about this, but the truth is, like, life feels really good. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and entrepreneurially minded and resourceful and choose to see obstacles as opportunities, whether it's this virus situation or anything else, this is like your time. And that's how I see it. And that's really how I've coached my clients. And as a result, a lot of my clients are actually thriving right now. So that's an option. That's an option too. You know, that's an option too. That's just the truth. So anyway, I want to acknowledge that. And I want to say too, I'm committed at this time and my team is committed at this time to being as supportive as possible. So you've seen a lot of messages come out for me asking you, what is the inner dialogue that's challenging you? What's coming up for you? What are the fears that you're having? What are the challenges that you're having? And really offering what I'm calling rapid fire coaching over voice message on my Instagram direct message. So you can just Instagram message me and I'll give you some rapid fire coaching to help you shift into being high vibe, into taking new action that supports you to whatever result you're wanting to create. Or through Facebook Messenger. That's another way to do it. So that is still available for you. Okay, so I hope that supports you. That's something that we're doing for you guys at this time that is definitely over and above anything we've done before. It's free coaching, basically. So that being said, I want to talk about this topic that is hopefully going to provide you some relief as well. Let me just move the comments to the side so I can focus for a second, and then I'll come back to them. I want to talk about why a launch that I did totally failed, why it totally failed, you know, and how you can avoid that mistake. And I just remember when this particular launch was happening, you know, I expected it to do really, really well. Like I expected it to like blow it out of the water. And then when it didn't, I was like, that sucks. Like, no sugarcoating it. That sucks. This is not what I was hoping for. Like, I invested in this. I put money and energy and time and resources in this. I wrote all the copy. I had really good calls to actions. Like, what the heck? Why didn't this work? and I was a little bit frustrated at first. Have you ever felt like that before? Give me some hearts and likes and drop a 1 in the comments if you felt like that before, if you felt a little bit frustrated that something you thought was really going to work didn't work out for you. Give me a 1 in the comments. Give me some hearts and likes. And so I was kind of analyzing the data and analyzing the details of what happened, because I like to look at what works and what doesn't work and then learn from it to be empowered for moving forward. And it's interesting because I did learn what didn't work, but it wasn't actually in the data and it wasn't actually in the details. It wasn't in any of those things. I was journaling one morning, which is where so many good answers come. I was journaling one morning, and what I discovered was I forgot to do one of the key components that I use and that I teach in manifesting before that particular launch. And as a result, the launch did not do super well. So there's a key component that I normally do before I do anything. And I didn't do it before this big launch. And the reason is because I was doing the doing. I was writing the copy. I was like doing the market research. I was doing the doing. I was doing all the things that you do before a launch. But what I wasn't doing was one particular thing that is like literally the cornerstone of what I teach. So I'm going to share with you what that is now so that you can learn from this, hopefully not the hard way. And if you have learned the hard way, then you can apply this for next time and avoid the mistake that I made and avoid any future mistakes for yourself. Are you ready for this? Give me some hearts and likes if you're ready and excited to learn, so that you can create amazing manifesting in your life. Hearts and likes. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me just get back up a little bit and give you some context. One of the things that I teach my clients that I do, that I've been doing for many years, that I basically reverse engineered from the time of starting my career. There's a lot that's worked over the years in my career, and I was reverse engineering, like, how is it possible? A lot of people, they find out my age, they find out all the things I've created and accomplished, and they're like, that literally doesn't make sense. And I'm like, I know. But the reason why I've created and accomplished all those things is because it wasn't just about the doing. It wasn't just about like, check the box. It was because now that I've reverse engineered it, I was doing something that I now call the 3 pillars of manifestation. The 3 pillars of manifestation. And I'm just going to briefly go over 2 of them because I'm only going to focus on one of them today. So the 3 pillars of manifestation, the first one is chakra opening yoga, which, by the way, total side note just for a second, my teacher who I learned yoga from, who was like, changed my life, changed my practice, everything from when I lived in Hong Kong. He doesn't have a big online following because he hasn't needed to. Like, he's just a super high in demand international teacher. His name's Patrick Creelman. He recently started doing online Instagram lives twice a day. Now, this is a big deal for me because literally I went to Hong Kong a couple years ago and I like moved my travel around just to be able to take his class. And then I got there and he didn't have a class anymore because he had like another workshop he was off teaching. So I was so upset, but so I literally haven't practiced with him in 10 years, but I was so excited when like there's so many opportunities in the obstacle of what we're facing right now. One of them is that he's doing these live online classes twice a day on his Instagram, Patrick Creelman. And I will give you a heads up that his stuff is a little bit more on the advanced side. Even his beginner class is a little bit on the advanced side. And he's a big focus on alignment, which I love. Because one of the best ways to achieve alpha brainwave state is and Joe Dispenza teaches this too, is to actually focus on your body, focus your consciousness and your awareness on different parts of your body, and it automatically puts you into alpha brainwave state. And that's a gift. He's got this amazing ability to help you. He used to be much more vinyasa. I would say now it's just super alignment focused, and so puts you into this incredible flow state. So if you want to check him out, Patrick Creelman, I literally am like over the moon excited to be practicing with my teacher again. So chakra opening yoga, big component of the 3 pillars of manifestation. So I'm not going to go into that today, but that's the first component, just so you have it, because people always ask. The second is taking proven, inspired action, strategy. And then the third is emotional cultivation. So the reason why this is important is because this third piece, emotional cultivation, is the one thing I was not doing during that launch. And this is one of the reasons why people come to me and they're like, I've hired the coaches, I've done the strategies, I've done the thing. Why isn't it working? And I'm like, these are the 3 pillars of manifestation. Which one are you missing? And they're like, I'm not doing emotional cultivation. And emotional cultivation is basically where you program your energetic blueprint. And the way that you program your energetic blueprint is by activating the emotions in your heart and your body and in your soul to let the universe know, hey, this is what I want, instead of being focused on the default emotions that are like fear and scarcity. Like, just as another side note, there's a book called The Holographic Universe, and there's stories about the way people have made themselves sick because of visualizing getting sick. And so there's obviously a lot of sick consciousness in the world right now. So I want to caution you to just watch out for that. I thought that I was starting to experience symptoms like, oh my God, like I'm not sick, but it's like I was so tapped in because we all are, we're all connected. So we're all connected to that consciousness. So just be really mindful of that. Just because you're experiencing something doesn't mean it's truth. It might just be your mind consciously or subconsciously focused on that. And you can shift it instantly. And if you're curious about more about that, Joe Dispenza is a really great resource around that, and so is the book The Holographic Universe. I'm not going to go too much into that right now, but there's a lot of science behind it. The reason I'm bringing this up right now, I'm only saying that because of the context of the current state of the world that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that really supports you. But the reason I'm bringing all of this up right now is because there's something that you need to know, and it's that when you are vibrating, so your emotions cause a vibration, and so when you're vibrating in the energy of gratitude and love and peace and joy and enlightenment is the highest of all vibrations. Like when you're in that sort of energy, your life is going to resonate at that same vibration. And conversely, when you're in lower energies like fear and shame and guilt and apathy and anger and that sort of thing, you're going to create and manifest a life that reflects that vibration. So the question is like, how do you shift that vibration? It's through the 3 pillars of manifestation. What I've discovered over the years is that I attract a lot of people into my tribe who are very good at the doing. They're even good at the yoga, but they kind of struggle with emotional cultivation. I wonder why. Well, guess what? That's me. That's the one thing that I still have to enroll myself into making time for. Like, I know this as fact, and I still need to enroll myself into making time for it. Isn't that crazy? So that's one of the reasons why when I was reflecting on the launch and what worked and what didn't work, more didn't work, one of the biggest, if not the biggest components of what didn't work was the fact that I didn't do any emotional cultivation. Conversely, let me just give you a converse example. I actually had another launch after that. It was like an event and stuff like that. And I did very little doing. I did like a really bad job as far as like writing the emails, and I was like really disorganized, to be perfectly honest with you. Like it was like a really messy launch, but I was very consistent with my emotional cultivation and fully feeling the result of what I wanted to create. And guess what happened? The launch did incredible, multiple 6 figures. It did so well. Isn't that crazy? So I had one launch where I did all the right things and it blew. And then I had another launch where it was a mess, but because I did the emotional cultivation, energetically, it was also aligned. So the doing just didn't matter. Is that an aha moment for some of you? Drop a 2 in the comment box. Drop a 2 in the comment box if that's an aha moment for you. Give me some hearts and likes if that's an aha moment for you. By the way, if you know anyone who this video could make a difference for, and you're like, ooh, this person needs to hear this, this will make a really big difference for them, just type their comment in the comment box, tag them, or hit the share button and share it with them. And they'll thank you. They will thank you for being an awesome friend who's looking out for them and has their back, as a side note. Okay, so all of this being said, I realized that I want to do a training. I actually want to do a training to support you all around this topic of, I call it high level money manifesting. It's a term I created called high level money manifesting. So like even in this challenging moment right now, how you can become a high level money manifester. Okay. So that's what I've decided I want to do. And I've been wanting to do this webinar for a few weeks now, but it kind of felt inappropriate to do last week or the week before, because I felt like I needed to talk to my tribe about the actual reality of what was happening and kind of like handle that and acknowledge that. But I think we're in a point right now where for me intuitively, it feels very good and it feels right to do this webinar. So hearts and likes if you're excited about that. Give me a 3 if you are excited to be on that webinar. And if you're like, yes, I want to learn how to be a high level money manifestor, be a higher level money manifestor. If you already consider yourself a high level money manifestor, give me a 3 in the box. Thank you for the hearts and likes. I see those. That's awesome. And so what I'm going to do, what I've decided I'm going to do, and you can just mark this in your calendar now, is I'm going to do a whole webinar. It'll probably be about 75, give or take a little bit, minutes, called High Level Money Manifestation Secrets. And I'm going to give you the 3 most important things you need to know to become a high level money manifestor. So that's going to be Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. So I hope that time works for you. Based on what I'm seeing with my friends' schedules, it looks like a lot of homeschooling is happening in the morning and family time is happening during the day. So I know this will catch you over dinner time, but hopefully you can make it work. So at this point, it's hard to find the right time. And of course, there's always the right time. There's never the right time, and there's always the right time, right? So I hope that time works for you. There will be a replay, so if you can't make it. But there's just a different energy when you're on live, especially because I will be taking questions. It's going to be highly interactive. And I want to just make the biggest possible difference that I can for you at this time. Again, where it's either the biggest challenge or the biggest opportunity that you've ever experienced in your entire life. You know, and I'll just leave you with one thing that I shared with my clients last week, which is that during the last big economic crisis, which was when, like, right around the time when I graduated from college, a lot of my friends were getting laid off, and then it was my turn, and then I got laid off. And that was when that was really like when my transformation started, to be honest. It was the biggest gift that I had ever received. And that's when I went back into academia, which then put me in Hong Kong, which then put me in the path of like the most incredible high vibe entrepreneurs and open-minded people. And I learned about manifesting, and I learned about coaching and entrepreneurship. And like, that was a whole other world that I never even knew about, you know? I graduated in excellence with my advanced degree, but I became an entrepreneur. I became yoga certified. I just really found my purpose. And that came out of a moment like this, economically speaking. So I just want to share that with you, because if you're having your own hard moment right now, I really want to invite you to, do I smell my nose? I really want to invite you to see it as the biggest opportunity, the biggest gift, the biggest thing that's happening for you in your entire life. So get yourself into a good routine, a good yoga practice. You can follow my friend Patrick on IG. There's a lot of good stuff happening on IG right now. I should get on that bandwagon, to be honest. But at the very least, you're going to come to my training on Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific and learn a little bit more about how to become a high-level money manifestor. So that's it. Hope that inspires you. I hope that makes a difference for you. Let me go back to the comments really quick. Good to see you all. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to go back to the comments. So if you're on the hashtag replay, hashtag, imagine my other hand, hashtag replay. Thanks for the hearts and likes. If you're on the replay, just do a hashtag replay, and I will come back and check all the comments here. All right, that's it for now. That's it for Dharma Talk Tuesday. So good to see you here. Sending you so much love and healing and healthfulness, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.